Hey everybody, welcome back to Homestead and Horsepower. Today's video, we're going to be updating the garden and letting you see the chickens. Things are really growing around here, looking really good, and it's been a busy month. I think I've had just a few days off during the month. The couple days I had off, we ended up planting the garden, and it's looking really good. I think it's been several weeks now. I'll put a link up to the top of up there where you can see where we planted the garden, but it's really looking pretty good. Pretty pleased with it, and we'll give you an update on the chickens, our new little chicks that we had. You can go back and watch videos on it, on when we got them in February, and so they ought to be getting pretty close to start laying some eggs. They're about full grown, looking good. So let's get started. Before I show you the garden, I wanted to show you these gladiolas. My wife, that we planted, me and my son and wife planted about 2 or 3 years ago. I guess about 3 years ago now. And man, they are really, I love seeing them bloom every year. They give some beautiful colors. These right here look almost velvet looking. They are really beautiful. And these peach ones are my favorite. And yeah, they're gorgeous. They're beautiful. I wasn't a real big fan of them whenever she planted them, but after they got to growing and we got to really enjoying what they look like, noticing how pretty they was, I enjoy seeing them come out every year. But garden, we ended up putting up a perimeter fence around it just to deter the deer. If a deer wants to get in here, there ain't much we can put up to keep them out. I just wanted to put something up just to make them work for it at least. Bought this, had that black netting. We ended up buying this green netting off the internet, off Amazon. Fairly cheap. I got it because it comes in 100-foot rolls. But as you can see, garden doing pretty good. The squash and zucchini is doing great. Nice, big, beautiful plants. I'm gonna walk around here where you can go in the garden. You can actually see what I'm talking about. All right, the squash and zucchini are doing great. They're growing big, beautiful plants. Cucumbers doing good. See, we got a couple cucumbers here. Wait for them to get a little bigger. Got lots of flowers. And there's another one. Several small ones. But the squash and zucchini really seem to be doing the best so far, which is kind of typical here in my garden. That's kind of what happens. We've already picked, I think there's one that'll be ready in a couple days. Another zucchini will be ready in a couple days. But this wind has been ripping this afternoon from the south, and that's what's got all these plants kind of laid over a little bit. That's no problem. And like I say, this is some more zucchini. That one will be ready, might be ready tomorrow. This little zucchini here. See if I can get a picture right there. You go. But I want to show you a couple of these squash plants I've got that are absolutely loaded down. That one's got some. It's got a bunch of flowers and blooms on it. But this one is an overachiever. Just look at the squash on that plant. Unreal. This one will be about ready to pick tomorrow. We're going to wait in the morning and pick it in the morning. It's nice and cool. There's another one that we'll probably pick right there in the morning. These are 2 eggplants. They're not doing anything. Never had any luck with eggplant. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But the okra turned out to be splotchy. It rained pretty hard right after we planted these 2 rows of okra right here and right here. And I don't know if the rain washed the seeds away, or maybe these little heifers here might have ate the seeds. I don't know, but it's kind of spotty, but ought to be enough to eat. But this row here is a whole row of squash, and let's say it's really starting to put out. There's another one to be ready tomorrow to pick, right there. And let's see which other plant. They've got another plant that's got a ton of squash on it. This one's got a lot of squash on it. It'll probably be later on, a couple days, for those to be ready to pick. There's one there that'll be ready. So yeah, squash is doing great. Really pleased with it. There's one there that'll be about ready to pick. This plant here is also like that other plant I just showed you. It's hard to get in here to see all the big leaves, but that plant is loaded down with squash, and so we're gonna have plenty of squash to share with the family. And there's several that'll be ready for tomorrow to pick. So super excited. The beans, these 2 green beans, kind of same thing happened here and here that happened to the okra. It's kind of spotty. Actually, I think it might have washed away with that first hard rain, or the chickens might have dug around a little too much in here. Tried to keep them out the best I could, but that just happened. But climbing pole beans, they're climbing. And we set up a wire in the fence. Just got some string. I'm gonna have to tighten it up a little bit. And it's climbing pole beans. Just do exactly what the name says. Climb up and they'll wrap yourself around this string. And there's one that's, get away from this water here. I'm trying to get some water out on my corn. But you see how this little vine off of this bean grows around this little twine we got. Here's one that's took off and decided to grow around the pole. So pretty cool. What I like about them, may not have to bend over to get them. It's even better. And I think this was pink eye purple hull or butterbean. You had to go back and watch that video again to see. And this is all my corn. It's doing great. Took good. And been a little dry here last week or so. So just trying to get a little bit of water on it. So it's dry, but that's the garden. It's doing great. We are really tickled of how everything is looking. And we'll be next couple of days loading up on some squash and zucchini, and I can't wait to eat some, but let's go. These are our free ranging chickens that y'all seen before in the video. They're doing great. They just doing their thing, unless they might have ate some of my seed, but that's okay. They're chickens. Anyway, let's go check out the new chickens. See what's going on with them. Like I said earlier in the video, I've been wrapped up this month. A lot of work. But I'm gonna have to get back on the house. It's been several weeks since I've been able to work on it out here, so I need to get back on and finish building that chicken house. But let's go in here and look at these chickens. Last time y'all saw them, they were substantially smaller. So let's get in here and take a peek. As you can see the rooster now. It's definitely there's definitely a size difference. That's him there in the corner, looking good. And as soon as they start laying, I'll probably separate him out with a couple hens and try to incubate some eggs. And he is a Plymouth barred rock. So are these other little black and white hens that you see here. The other ones are Easter eggers. But they're about full grown, about as big as they're gonna get. Like I say, I expect any time now that they start laying some eggs. It's just they usually say 4 to 5 months, I think, is what the extent of that is. But I need to get a little laying box for them. But we're gonna start back here in the next couple of weeks we're gonna start back and get to building that house onto the back here like I've showed previously. Give them a place, be a little better protected. And I might start free ranging these. I might start free ranging a few of them at a time with some of these other chickens, just kind of see what they do. They've had access to each other through this fence. So as you can tell, there's one of the black ones from the outside. They're not nervous about them. They're more nervous about me being in here. But yeah, I think they've acquainted themselves with each other just fine. That there shouldn't be any problem when I finally do decide to put these other chickens here in the same pen with them. There shouldn't be an issue. But that's it. That's all for the update. And next video, I'm gonna be working on an old truck, getting it ready to pull out. That was gonna be my next video, but run out of time. So we're gonna get that truck going, get it pulled out, because I need to get the camper back under the shed. But y'all stay tuned.